Hello and welcome to MBKM Models. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe and follow for more aircraft documentaries and model build videos. The Bristol Type 163 Buckingham was a British Second World War medium twin-engine bomber that was built by the Bristol Aeroplane Company for the Royal Air Force that was overtaken by events. It was built in small numbers and was used primarily for transport and liaison duties. In early 1939 Bristol suggested a bomber variant of the Beaufighter with their Hercules engines. British policy at the time was for medium bombers to be obtained from the US, allowing British industry to concentrate on heavy bomber designs. Nonetheless, a design was requested preferably based on an existing aircraft. This meant working with the Beaufighter or Beaufort. Bristol worked on their design first as the Bristol Type 161, then the Type 162 Beaumont. A ministry specification B740 called for a medium bomber to replace the Blenheim. The specification stipulated a speed of at least 300 miles per hour at 5,000 feet, a normal load of 1,000 pounds of bombs and a center turret armed with at least 2.5 of an inch 12.7 millimeters machine guns. Only one manufacturer, Armstrong Whitworth, tendered a full design, but it did not meet with approval. So when Bristol brought their Type 162, tentatively named the Beaumont, which was well matched to B740, to the air staff, the company received a request to complete a mock-up in 1940 and then a confirmed contract for 3 prototypes in February 1941. The Beaumont was based on the rear fuselage and tail of a Beaufighter with a new center and front fuselage. The armament was a mid-upper turret with 4 machine guns, with 4 more machine guns firing forward and 2 firing to the rear. Construction began in late 1940, with a new ministry specification B241 to be written round it. Changes in the requirements removing dive bombing and direct army support, which incoming US bombers were expected to be capable of, and increasing the performance to allow for the future, meant the Beaumont would no longer suffice. The changes in performance requiring a bomb load of 4,000 pounds, a speed of 360 miles per hour and a range of 1,600 miles meant a redesign by Bristol to use the Bristol Centaurus engine. The Bristol redesign with a larger wing and the more powerful engines was the Type 163 Buckingham. It had gun installations in the nose, dorsal and ventral turrets, generally conventional in appearance. One unusual feature was that the bomb aim navigator was housed in a mid-fuselage ventral gondola, resembling those on the earlier German Heinkel HE-111H and American Boeing B-17C and D in appearance. This was part of an attempt to give all the crew positions unobstructed views and access to each other's positions. The bomb bay could hold a 4,000 pound, 2,000 pound, 4 1,000 pound or 6 500 pound bombs. The rear of the gondola had a hydraulically powered turret with 2 303 Browning machine guns. The Bristol-designed dorsal turret carried 4 Brownings. A further 4 fixed forward-firing Brownings were controlled by the pilot. Following more changes, specification B241 was replaced by BP41. An order for 400, at an initial rate of 25 per month, was made with deliveries expected in March 1943, but Bristol was still concerned that this was not a reasonable scale and would prove expensive, and as such complained to MAP about poor planning. The first flight took place on the 4th of February 1943. During testing, the Buckingham exhibited poor stability, which led to the enlargement of the twin fins along with other modifications. By the time the design entered production, requirements had changed, with attacks against German industry being covered by the US by day and by RAF bomber commander Havilland Mosquito aircraft by night. The Buckingham was not considered suitable for unescorted daytime use over Europe, and in January 1944, it was decided that all Buckinghams would be sent overseas to replace the Vickers Wellington. Once the Buckingham's handling problems were revealed, it was realized that the type was of little use. As a result, it was cancelled in August 1944. to keep the Bristol workforce together for later production of the Brigand and the Hawker Tempest. A batch of 119 were built. Uses for the aircraft were sought and a conversion to a communications aircraft was devised. After the first 54 had been built as bombers, the remainder were converted for high-speed courier duties with RAF Transport Command. The gun installations were removed and 4 seats and windows fitted in the fuselage. The aircraft was named Buckingham C-1. Despite its 300 miles per hour 480 kilometers per hour speed and superior range to the Mosquito transports with room for only 4 passengers, the Buckingham was rarely put to use. A total of 65 Buckingham bombers were unfinished on the production line and ended up being rebuilt as the Buckmaster, a trainer for the similar Brigand. Considered the highest performance trainer in the RAF, the Buckmaster continued to serve as a trainer until its eventual retirement in the mid-1950s. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and until next time.